Hello. In our previous episode, we talked about, how Ike is helping his clients and how he's helped himself to be able to combine inner and outer game to allow himself to move forward towards his goals. In this episode, we're going to be talking about, how to manage the various seasons in your life and handle the rhythmic flows of, good things and bad things that happen, for us in our lives. I can't wait for you guys to see the rest of this interview. Have a great day and catch you later.
A year ago.
Mm,
So now I got to work on it.
mm. Okay. Interesting. So, do you consider life and business to be the same?
For me, there's not really much of a separation because I'm all about purpose. And I believe that life only begins when you find and you start living into your purpose. And so when you do that, because I believe being an entrepreneur is a big part of my purpose, it has to impact every facet of my life. Now, there are clear distinctions between the two, but I believe that there's a way to build a life where you live in the rhythm of both everything that's going on in business and how it impacts your life as well. I don't believe in balance because balance doesn't exist. I've tried that, but there is a way to live in a rhythmic sequence of what's happening within your life that allows you to just continue to grow and scale and not feel like you're leaving anything behind, so to speak.
Mm, interesting. So when you're saying like rhythmic sequence, is that like the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so life is all about sacrifices, right? John Maxwell says you have to be willing to give up to go up. So if you're stuck in this idea that you have to allocate your time and all of the different areas of your life that are requiring your time, that they all have to get equal increments in order to live a balanced life, you will fail woefully. Because there are going to be times where your personal family life is going to demand infinitely more time than what you can give to your business. You got to be sensitive to that season of your life and go, hey, for this month or this week or this day, here's where all my focus and attention is going to be, and everything else is going to have to take a back seat. The same thing in business. You're going to come into rhythms of your business where you have to absolutely go at it and give it the effort that's necessary to give birth to the new thing. You got to have a support team around, whether that's wife, whether that's kids, whether that's team members, family, whomever, who understand that in this season, daddy's got to be in this rhythm in order to give birth to this thing, right? But once that's done, everything all gets back into its normal state, so to speak.
Okay. So, well, if you don't want to answer this, then you don't have to. But so, what is the next, mindset area that you're working on?
As for me, it's really, the for me, I struggle with patience, right?
Oh,
One of my biggest Achilles heels is my time. I value the time of my clients that I serve, but I also have high esteem for my time. So, you know, if you ever want to frustrate me, just kind of waste my time. That's an easy way to kind of get me fired up. So it's something that I'm aware of, and I also have a fascination with really squeezing out every ounce of potential, every ounce of purpose, and every ounce of power that is within me. And so I'm constantly thinking about what's it going to look like once life is over? Will I have squeezed out all of that potential, all that power, all that purpose? And so I know where I'm headed, and I've seen, chapters of what the next pages of my life is supposed to look like. I have to taper my exuberance and just the excitement that I have for living into that and recognizing the timing of what it takes to sow a seed, nurture that seed, and to see that seed come to fruition. So that's probably a big area that I work on personally as I continue to evolve and grow.
so my question is, how do you not measure, but how do you so in order for you to want to squeeze out all the potential, right, and then have the vision of maybe what that looks like, how do you determine that without actually, going there? How do you know how much you can lift without lifting it first?
Well, I think when you when you have clarity on your purpose, for me, what I've found is your purpose seldom has anything to do with money.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything to do with the level of transformation and impact and influence you're going to have to the people that you're called to serve. So part of my purpose is to try to help end hopelessness, because I feel like hopelessness is the seed of one of the greatest evils in our society. If you look at a lot of the things that negatively impact our society, whether it's mental health issues with people who end up taking their lives,
Mhm.
whether it's people who are engaged in human trafficking, gangbanging, prostitution, the list goes on and on. These are all people who've come to a place in life where they felt like their backs were up against the wall. And the only choice that they had available to them was to do something really, really vile and stupid. And so if I can inspire and empower people to break the invisible boundaries that they have over what's possible over their life, to get them to recognize that they are a diamond in the love and there's so much more that they can be, do, and have, and help them live into that, they will make much more empowering decisions over their life that will open up incredible opportunities that they once weren't able to see. And once we have people making richer, healthier decisions about their life, the ripple effect is it impacts our society at large. And we see less instances of prostitution, mental health issues, and gangbanging, and all that stuff. So that's something that's beyond my scope of comprehension, but I know it's a part of the legacy that I'm going to live. You know, my personal story is every vile and every act of defiance and what's the right word that I'm looking for? Just any act of deviance that's ever manifested in my life has been birthed out of a feeling of hopelessness.
Mm.
So there's a personal stake in that for me as well as my kids. I've got kids now as well. And so yeah,